for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? It's that boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. New minute today, USA Boxing. We are back, y'all. Yes, sir. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. We're going to have a damn good show today, man. Today, we're not going to play today. We're going to toe tag, body bag today. Today, we're going to have a damn good show. We're going to jump into it real early, and we're going to shut it down in 2 hours. And we're going to make it as impactful as possible. I got some stuff I need to address as it relates to my favorite promoter of all time, Leonard Ellebe. I hinted to you guys this yesterday. I said he's been going through pretty much a hissy fit on Twitter. I'm on all social media platforms, so it's my job to check out and see what's going on. And Leonard been talking, I ain't gonna say he really been talking crazy, but it's one talking point that he brought up where he tried to play the race card. And this is the particular part of the tweeting back and forth with someone that he had is where he lost me at. And I just say that part right there was some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Because I see what he's trying to do, and we're going to address that today. So let's give everybody a round of applause. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Amazon Music, everywhere. You see what I'm saying? We are everywhere. New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. You can check us out. Just look us up. You know what I mean? And also, man, shout out to everyone, all of the new subscribers. We'll be at 12,000 subs probably by the next day or so. We'll be at 12,000 subs. So we're growing pretty fast. We're doing pretty good over here. We're doing pretty good over here. We're growing pretty fast. And this is not easy. This is not easy, but it is what it is. But today we're gonna have a damn good show today. So let's get into this. Let's get into the show. ASAP Rocky. Now, Leonard Ellebe says that Tank has a tough fight ahead with Rolly Romero. No one believes that. No one believes that at all. Right? Where is this going at, Coach? As I said before, Leonard Ellebe has been having a Twitter war lately, as of late on Twitter. This is what he does. Sometimes he goes in these rants, and he likes to, box, throw left hooks and jabs and uppercuts and overhand rights on Twitter, just like a lot of people do, right? A lot of people do. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, he also said that big fights happens when it makes sense. Now, it's a whole lot in that, when it makes sense. So for a promotional company, that's code word for what Leonard Ellebe is saying is this. Big fights happen when we can get a fighter on the low. We can get a fighter to take less than what his market value is, or we can get a fighter just to take peanuts, and then we'll match him up with our fighter. Other than that, we're going to continue to make in-house fights and make it do what we do and make the most amount of money for our fighter and all that stuff there. All of that bullshit. He's hiding behind the business lingo to justify why his fighter Tank Davis is unhappy and why his fighter has not had any of the big fights. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what's been going on as it relates to on social media and Twitter and stuff like that. And a lot of people have been talking about, hey, man, Tank Davis is really not happy with his promotional company. And a lot of people have been speculating that he will be out of there. Me, I am of the opinion I won't believe it until I see it. I don't think that he's going anywhere. But that's my opinion. I could be totally wrong, okay? And that's based on what Calvin Ford said as well. So that's what I'm going by as well. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So it led to something else, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. Now, Leonard Ellebe again says that Tank does have a tough fight against Rolly Romero, and he's sick and tired of people disrespecting Mayweather Promotions. Leonard Ellebe said that he is sick and tired of people disrespecting Mayweather Promotions. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. The show going to shut down in 2 hours. We're going to make this impactful. We're going to make it do what it do. And guess what? We're not going to play today. We're just going to roll this thing back and look at it for what it is, right? Now, whatever you feel about Leonard Ellebe, my favorite promoter of all time. If you ask me, is that a truthful statement? I would have to plead the fifth, but that's neither here nor there. You see what I'm saying? Now, Ellebe said on Twitter in his response to the criticism that he has received from a guy by the name of Dan Canobio on the Chris Mannix podcast. He was on apparently on Chris Manning's podcast, and he pretty much just criticized the matchmaking that's been going on as it relates to, just Mayweather Promotions and stuff like that. Like, hey man, Mayweather Promotions, and I guess they are PBC. So PBC as it relates to Tank Davis, because there's a lot of rumblings been going on with boxing fans. So this is not just hate. It's just that boxing fans are realizing, wait a minute, man, goddamn, man, you saying that this guy's this and that, but you can't even make these fights. But then when we ask you questions about it, then you start saying, well, oh man, man, they got to make business sense. It got to make sense. Of course, we do understand that. That's the politics of boxing. He's right about that. It does have to make business sense as it relates to the promotional company. They in it to make money. You see what I'm saying? But there are fights that some people feel that can be made that will generate the type of money that you want them to make. And I do see the double standards as it relates to these fans and these fanboys who have an emotional attachment to promotional companies. When you are a fan in the sport of boxing, you don't care about the promotional company. All you care about is the promotional company giving us the fights that we want. That's all you care about, is supply and demand. And we are demanding something and you're not supplying it, then the people who are demanding something will be upset. They will complain about it. And this is what you have here, right? Now, Mr. Ellebe has been defending his title on Twitter, guys, going back and forth about Tank Davis as it relates to his pending contract. You see what I'm saying? Leonard also said that he's busting his ass trying to make the biggest fights possible for all of his guys. Well, the crazy part about it, when you say all of his guys, which one are you talking about, sir? Because I don't think no one knows any fighters that Mayweather Promotions have on under their banner. And since you are the president or the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, sir, when you say all of your guys, who are the guys that you're referring to? I can probably ask the most diehard Mayweather Promotions fan, and they couldn't tell you in what fighters you have under contract outside of Tank Davis. So I was, very curious that he said that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he said, right? So I have the receipts. I have the receipts. You know me, I am Mr. Receipts. I will show it to you. Leonard even tried to play the race card and victim by saying that it's a fact that people of color and women are held to a different standard. Not bragging, just speaking the facts. This is where he got me at right here. This is where he got me at right here. He said that it's a fact that people of color and women, you know what I mean, are held to a different standard. This is what he said. This is race card 101. So I said, okay. I stopped in my tracks when he said that. I said, okay, we went to talking about Tank Davis and, on Twitter and the guy just giving you criticism, and Floyd Mayweather, hey man, y'all ain't really matching this dude up with the fights that he's supposed to have. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? And he immediately went to the race card. I said, okay, cool. Let me see, does he have a valid point? If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Does he have a valid point? Let's go see. We're gonna find out, right? Now, as I said, this is what Leonard said, and I'm gonna show it to you. I have the receipts. So he also said that yes, we are damn proud about this. In just 16 months, you know what I mean? We took Tank from a 6th rounder. This is what he said on Twitter. They took Tank from a 6th rounder to being a world champion and making millions per fight. This is what he said, right? He talked about Tank and what they did for Tank and yada, 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 yada. You know what I mean? Now, I have no idea how much Tank Davis makes. I don't know. I don't know what he makes. I don't know what any of these fighters make. I only know what's been reported, and we can't confirm any of the reports to verify whether they're true or false. So that's neither here nor there. I give two what's about that. You see what I'm saying? Now I have no idea, as I said before, what Tank Davis makes. But this is what I do have criticism about as it relates to Leonard Ellebe, right? The criticism that Leonard Ellebe has been receiving from boxing fans is about the level of competition that Tank Davis has been fighting. That's it. That's the only criticism. No one is trying to make this into a Black Lives Matter movement, fake outrage. Oh man, they doing us. Look how they doing us. No, Leonard, you're not going to get by with that. Not with me, sir. I have a plethora of receipts right here that I'm going to body bag this narrative on. I'm going to body bag this victimhood narrative that you're coming with, Leonard. I have a plethora of receipts. So, and I'm going to have to sound the alarm today, just in case. I'm going to sound the alarm today. Now, as I said before, then the crazy part about it, the only thing I had a problem with is when Leonard decided to play the race card and try to garner sympathy from the people on Twitter, you know what I mean, for the perceived job that he's been not doing in landing his fighter the fights. This went from, hey man, you ain't really landing your fighter the type of fights that he need, like legacy fights. It went from that to this fool trying to run behind a race car. This is what he did, right? That's what I have an issue with. You can debate whether, you know, hey man, he's doing a good job, not doing a good job. That, you know, depending on what side of the coin you fall on, that's fine. I ain't tripping on that at all. But I gotta call it the way I see it, as objectively as possible. You see what I'm saying? Now, why I say this? This dude, Leonard Ellebe, is a multimillionaire. But he wants to play the victim because of the criticism that he has been receiving from boxing fans on Twitter. Please keep in mind that Leonard Ellebe did say that we are self-contained and we are not going to pay these fighters a lot of money in order to fight Tank when it came to the top competition, right? Floyd also said, I want you to keep this in mind as well, Floyd also said that he doesn't believe in making another promoter rich and that we keep everything in-house. Mayweather Promotions and PBC, we're like one big happy family. So this is what Floyd said, and then what Leonard said, piggyback off of what Floyd said. Now, the question I do have for you guys is this. What do you guys think about what Leonard said? I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to show you the receipts. We're going to break it down, and I'm going to show you the receipts. You see what I'm saying? Because he's been getting a lot of flack, and now he wants to go to war on Twitter now. And there's nothing wrong with that. He has a right to do that. He has a right to do that. It's you know, we have freedom of speech in America. You know, he has a right to do that. You see what I'm saying? But I also have a right to criticize the bullshit when I see it. I have a right to do that as well, right? On this YouTube platform. Thank God for YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Now, what do you guys think? Do you feel that Leonard is being held to a different standard, guys, from boxing fans because he's a person of color? If anyone feel like Leonard Ellebe is being held to a different standard, you know, please let me know. If you feel that way, let me know. I can body bag that very well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to body bag that because I'm going to assume that there are people out there with a victimhood mentality that's feel this way. Oh man, goddamn, man, look how they doing Leonard, man. Man, see how they do us, see how they do us. Wait. Where's us at? People who look, you no. Well, no. This has nothing to do with the race card. This was specific to your job as it relates to the level of competition that you have been finding for your star fighter. People ask me, they say, man, Coach, why you be drinking water a lot on the show? I drink a gallon of water a day. So if you drink a gallon of water a day, guys, once you train your body to do that, your body is on a clock and it calls for water. It calls for water because it's used to drinking so much. And this is why. But anyways, I digress. Do you guys feel that Leonard Ellebe has been held to a different standard? Or do you feel that this is some BS that Leonard Ellebe is spitting because of the backlash that he's received for not getting his star fire, Gervonta Tank Davis, the top fights? Let's go. Let's get into this. Let's make it do what it do. We're gonna go to the people, and after we go to the people, we're gonna go to the receipts. We're gonna go to the receipts. Know me, man. He said, okay, what's the plan? A reality TV program. Green Eyes. Shout out to the Queen of Green Eyes speak. A reality TV program of in-house fights. You know what? That might be a good idea. So when is it going off? You say, so when is it going off in-house, in this house? You know what I mean? Okay. All right. You know, how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about what Leonard? And I'm gonna show it to you. He said, boys down to the boxing appreciation, PBC and Top Rank, spearheading stable, building for blue chip fighters, NFC, AFC, okay, PBC, all right. Let's continue. Let's keep going. What do you guys think? I'm anxious to see. I'm finna show these receipts though. That's what I'm finna do. I'm finna show these receipts. That's what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? He said, you ain't got ish to do with y'all putting on these bum ass fights. Yeah. He wants to play that. You know what I mean? This was specific to. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let you guys see the receipts. Cool Boy Curry, he said, Coach, I didn't know Savannah used to be Mayweather Promotions. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. Is Leonard Ellebe held to a different standard? Do you guys feel that way? Do you guys feel that way? Is Leonard Ellebe held to a different standard? He said, you can tell where Leonard is lying, coach, because his lips are moving. Shout out to my brother Smith and West. Shout out to my main man, Ron Boy Fresh in the building. What's up, Slim? What's up, Slim? You see what I'm saying? All right, let's get to the receipts. Let's get to the receipts. I told you I ain't gonna be playing with this shit today. All right, so Leonard Ellebe said that they are held to a different standard. Let's go over here to the Exhibit A. Let's go to Exhibit A, right? Let's go to my good brother Leonard Ellebe, and let's see. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Let's share these receipts. Now this been out for a little bit. I've been wanting to cover this, but let's go here. So as you can see, Leonard, this was April the 1st. This was a few days ago, probably what it was Friday. Friday, Leonard was going to war, defending the honor of Mayweather Promotions. He was saying that, hey, I'm tired of you guys disrespecting our company. Okay, with this dumbass narrative, none of you don't. He say, I guess he's trying to say none of you don't know what effing fights we have tried to make, okay? Until others work behind the scenes. Unlike others, we work behind the scenes. It's okay to have an opinion, okay? And he's right about that. But what the F do you know, Dan, about building fighters? You know what I mean? He said, do you know what I tried a second time? So basically, Chris Manis has a podcast. I'm gonna give you some context. He has a podcast, and this guy by the name of Dan Canobio, you know, gave some criticism on Leonard Ellebe as it related to his matchmaking, as to his particular fighter as related to Tank Davis. That's all it was about. It was nothing more, nothing less, right? You guys can check that out. Go to the Chris Mannix podcast, and you know, you can look that interview up for yourself. Okay. Let's continue now. And then Leonard went down here. The guy replied back to Leonard. Leonard went down there. He said Tank has a tough ass fight on May the 28th, and it's a grave mistake if anyone is looking past Rolly. No. Some people feel like that Big Rolo is the one that's going to expose Tank for what he is. And then you have others that feel like, hey, man, this is a goddamn cherry pick.
But this bum is taking the easy matches, fighting other bums.
Some feel that this is the in-house fight, and man, Rolly Romero has 14 professional fights, 12 knockouts. He has nowhere near the experience that Tank Davis has. This is another in-house fight, and you're trying to sell us shit you're trying to shit on our plate and telling us it's meatloaf. True. But let's continue. That's neither here nor there. You see what I'm saying? So then he goes here. He says, there's no secret that you've been a Floyd hater for many years. So Leonard is addressing this guy. He's saying this guy's a Floyd hater. We know what we're doing over here. So in my opinion, next time before you speak on the Mayweather Promotions, you should ask me first. That's if Leonard doesn't have you blocked. Let's continue. So this is what Leonard is saying, right? Let's go back up here. Where else Leonard is at? As a matter of fact, let me pull this up some more. This is where Leonard lost me at right here. This is where he started losing me at. He said not pushing anything. I'm just over here busting my ass trying to make the biggest fights possible for my guys. That's all. I'm like, okay. Anyways, no need to go back and forth because I just happen to see things a little different. This is the guy that he's going back and forth with. We're going to break that down as well. This is the guy he's going back and forth with. And then right here. You know, he says, here's my thing. If you don't like something, don't support it. I say that all the time. Somebody tried to, hey, man, if you don't like the content, don't come over here and don't watch our show. We ain't asked you to come over here. And if you are a subscriber and you don't like the content, unsubscribe and go back to your mama house. That's all we say over here. But let's continue. I do agree with that. He said, we will continue to make the biggest fights possible for our guys. As the great Trampler stated, big fights are made when it makes sense for both sides. This is why I got part of my title for him, right? He said, by the way, Tank is the big fight for all these guys. Enjoy your day. So he's going back and forth with this guy from the criticism. And then this is where he lost me at. When he started trying to make it, when he pulled out the good old race card, and he pulled other people in it that had nothing to do with them. It was just him having a discussion online on Twitter against someone who disagreed with him. Let's continue. This is where he lost me at. And he say, it's facts that people of color / women are held to a different standard. In my opinion, if you can't see that, then you are part of the problem. Okay. Nothing wrong with that as it relates to if he believes that there's double standards in life, and there is. I can't argue with that. But I'm trying to figure out what does this have to do with Tank Davis? What does this have to do with the criticism of you're not getting your fighter the best fights to make? He's been in, what is it? He'll be 28 years old this year. What does that have to do with this? He pulled this out of nowhere. It's the fact that people of color / women are held to a different standard. In my opinion, if you can't see that, then hey, you are part of the problem. No bragging, just speaking facts. Yes, we are damn proud about how in just 16 months we took Tank from a 6th rounder to having multi-millions and being a world champion. And this guy responded, Leonard Ellebe is having an interesting Twitter day. Here's my thing. In one sentence, people say certain fighters, promoters are being treated unfairly, held to a different standard. The next sentence, they're bragging about making more money than everyone, pushing unwanted pay-per-views. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm not finished. Not finished. Not finished. Not finished. Not finished. Leonard, is something else he said. It's something else he said. People of color, okay, held to a different standard. Leonard, what the hell does that have to do with the criticism you're receiving about Tank Davis? Had nothing to do with that. I'm not finished though. Let me go ahead and pull this one up. I got to go to Leonard Ellebe's page. This, bruh, he lost me right here. He lost me right here. Let's see. Let's continue where you at. Where you at, Leonard? Leonard, where are you? Where are you, sir? Where are you, sir? Where are you, sir? Wait a minute. I can't find it now. Can't find it. He pulls Floyd Mayweather into this, and he pulls in Stephen Espinosa into this. And when he said that people of color are held to a different standard, and then he talked about him, Al. He talked about how him, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, and Stephen Espinosa are held, he used them as examples. I said, I got the body of this nigga on this one. This is where I get you at, Leonard. This is where I get you at. Let's continue. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Listen, this is where I bothered him at right here. So he said that he's held to a different standard. He said that Stephen Espinosa, I wanted to show it to you guys because I don't want nobody saying I'm making any goddamn thing up. I don't want nobody saying I'm making anything up. Damn, where is that? I had it. Can't find it, guys. I don't know if he removed it. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, here you go right here. Here you go right here. He didn't move. Here you go right here. Let's blow it back up. This where he left me. This where he lost me at. This where Leonard Ellebe lost me at. He said, I'll say what others won't. People of color and women are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system that others are. The reality is people like Floyd, Al, meaning Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, and myself are held to a different standard in boxing, and it's very unfortunate. Stay woke. I'm going to read that shit again. Leonard Ellebe says here, April the 1st, on his Twitter account. As a matter of fact, let me retweet this shit so I can have it for my records. I'll say what others won't. People of color and women are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system as that of others. The reality is people like Floyd, and he used Floyd as an example. He used Al Heyman as an example. He used Stephen Espinosa as an example, and himself are held to a different standard in boxing. And it's very unfortunate. Stay woke. I'm finna send these goddamn B-52 bombers over here. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Warning, warning, warning. If you are a fanboy of Leonard Ellebe, you might want to exit the building. If you are a fanboy of Leonard Ellebe, you might want to exit the building. If you believe in this fake Wakanda stuff, you might want to exit the building. If you do not like Coach Malachi Williams and you feel that I am a coon, Uncle Tom, or a sellout, you might want to exit the building. If you do not like when I expose the double standards and the hypocrisies from these fools on the internet, you might want to exit the building. If you feel some type of way about the words, the truth, and the receipts that I am going to show, you might want to exit the building. If you think that I care about what you feel about me or how you feel about me, you are wrong. If you do not like truth, if you do not like objectivity, if you do not like people being exposed for the double standards that they spit, you might want to exit the building. This is your final warning. I'm not here to beg for your support today. If you are a narrative pusher, Wakanda forever, double standard, hypocrite online, you might want to exit the building. I'm not here to play with you guys today. I'm going to try not to curse today because I said I wasn't going to curse anymore. I'm going to try. But you might want to exit the building. I'm here to toe tag and body bag any of these fake, false narratives. Let's blow this shit up. Just cursed. It is what it is. Not here to make friends today.
You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Not here to make friends today at all.
True, true, true.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So let's see. Let's talk about this. Leonard Ellebe, he says that we're not afforded the same opportunities. People of color, he said, I'll say what others want. People of color and women are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system that others are. Now, there is some truth to this. This is true. You know, but I would go even further. You know what I mean? There are certain people, you know, who get certain favors more so than others. We can't deny that. The problem I have with what Leonard said is he tied himself, Floyd Mayweather, Stephen Espinosa, and Al Heyman into this statement. I'm like, if you're talking about people who are really suffering from, not being afforded the same support and evaluation system, if you're talking about people who are really going through that, that's one thing. But how do you tie yourself into this? Let's blow that up. Let's blow that up. Okay, let's blow that up. Let's get right here. So the problem is this. This is the problem. This is the problem. So I want to break down what does a promoter do, right? I'm finna run through this shit real quick. What does a boxing promoter do, guys? In 1999, the Sporting News listed boxing promoter Don King in its list of 100 most powerful people in the sports for the 20th century. At number 49, King is described as the dominant boxing promoter for the past 20 years. People of color right here. Okay, let's continue. Let's bring it on up. I'm just doing like this. Listen, this body bag gonna be quick. The police is coming and they got the handcuffs and I'm going to jail. But don't worry about that, guys. This is gonna be quick, okay? I promise you this. We're gonna have this shit wrapped up in 2 hours. It says the dominant boxing promoter for the past 20 years, who has fashioned the sport into his own game, using bluster and swagger in a cute business sense to create an empire. Person of color created an empire, okay. That a promoter could be one of the most important figures in sports history gives a clue to the nature of the position. Now, I'm going to break down to you pretty much what's the job of a promoter, basically according to the definition. The only thing that people are saying, Mr. Ellebe, is that, hey, man, listen, man, you know, we feel, the fans, and the fans have a right to have their opinion, whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant. The only thing that people are saying is, look here, man, as it relates to Tank, man, we feel like he should be fighting better opposition. This is the only thing that the guy was saying on Twitter, but you had to have a woke moment. You became woke. Had to have a woke moment, right? Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. It says that a promoter could be one of the most important figures in sports history, gives a clue to the nature of his position. Let's continue. A promoter is not a manager. There's a huge difference between the two. The manager's job is to look out for the interests of the boxer. The promoter's job is to look out for the interests of the promoter. The manager's job is to look out for the best interests of the fighter. The promoter's job is to look out for the best interests of the promoter. Let's stop right there. So the promoter is always going to look out for their best interests, i.e., if it's better for us to have in-house fights, this is why we're going to have in-house fights. You're receiving criticism because of the in-house fights, sir, because the in-house fighters that you have in your stable are C-class fighters at best. C-class. B- at best. And you're saying that this guy is this mega superstar that you have, our good young brother, Javante Tank Davis. You're saying he's this mega superstar, but he's not fighting mega superstar type talent. So the people are just talking about that. But you had to be the woke revolutionary. Let's continue. Right? Let's pull this back up some more. So the promoter's job is to look out for the best interests of the promoter. Sometimes those interests align with the boxer's interests, but more than often they don't. That's why you hear of so many boxers ended up broke, despite the success in the ring. The less money a boxer makes for fighting, the more money the promoter gets paid for promoting the fight. It's a lot like a setup that puts musicians in their labels in financial odds. So basically, we know that what does a boxing promoter does, guys? Leonard Ellebe, this is your job, sir. A boxing promoter is in charge of setting up and paying for everything involved in a boxing match, and making sure that all legal requirements are met at every step along the way. The promoter assumes all financial risk associated with the event, whether that means the promoter is paying for an event himself or herself, or is securing a number of secondary investors to guarantee that the costs are met. So, you know, if Leonard feels like, hey man, if I can make this fight right here, but my profit margin may not be that much. So why should I make this fight right here where I gotta, pair tank up with one of these top other fighters in the 135-pound division that I would have to spend more money on in order to make it happen? Why would I do that? It may cut into my profit margin when I can take a Rolly Romero, a guy who has 14 fights, he's in-house, he has 12 knockouts, he doesn't have nowhere near the boxing skill that Tank Davis has, but we're gonna match Tank up with him. But not only that, here's the kicker. Not only are we gonna match Tank Davis up with this guy who has 14 professional fights, but we're gonna put it pay-per-view. So when you go pay-per-view, you're asking the fans to financially support the fight so that you can pay the fighters. You're asking the fans that, this is where the money is going to come from. Now, when you ask the fans to pay for a fight that they do not deem as worthy of paying for, then when the fans complain about what you're asking us to do, you have a problem saying that, hey, man, we held to a different standard. No. You're not held to a different standard. You held to the same goddamn standard. If you put on a garbage ass fight, you put on a garbage ass fight. You're not going to defecate on my plate and tell me it's meatloaf. Doesn't work that way, Leonard. But let's continue. So this is what this is all about. And it says that, as a matter of fact, let's continue. It says that the fact that the promoter is assuming all of the financial risk in setting up a fight means that he or she also logically expects to get a huge chunk of the profit brought in by that fight. This is where the promoter's interests are directly opposed to the boxer's interests. The promoter and the boxer's management negotiate the boxer's fight purse for the fight. How much money the boxer takes home for stepping into the ring. The boxer's respective purses are a cost involved in setting up the fight, just like supplying an ambulance and food vendors are costs, right? The larger a boxer's purse, the smaller the profit for the promoter's take home. The larger the boxer's purse, the smaller the profit it is for the promoter to take home. Leonard Ellebe is looking out for himself. Understandably so. Most promoters, that is the job of a promoter. If I can pay you peanuts, sell this to the public as being caviar when I know it's pork chop soup, and get them to put the money up for it, I'm going to take a large chunk of that bread and, and make it do what it do on the other end. Y'all get y'all money on the back end or whatever. However they work that out. Okay, however they work that out. You see what I'm saying? So this is the problem. This is why you ain't seeing Tank fighting these other guys. Leonard says he's on record. I'm not paying those guys. Those guys making too much money. Why would I pay Devin Haney all of that money? He's making a lot of money with the Zone and Matchroom. We're not going to pay him that. He has to be realistic. Tank is a star. That's what he say, right? Let's continue. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on. I'm not even going to talk about what a manager does. So Leonard said, let's see what else he said, right? I want you to see this shit. I want you to see this, okay? Leonard says, I'll say what others won't. People of color and women are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system that others are. The reality is people like Floyd, Al, Stephen, so Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, and himself, Leonard Ellebe, are held to a different standard in boxing. Let's start right there. They're held to a different standard in boxing. What standard are you being held to that's different, Leonard? Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oh, finna body this shit right here today. Finna body this shit right here today. Let's go here. We'll go there next. No, we're not. Yeah, we'll go there next. Let's see. What standard do you know? No, we're not gonna go there. Got so many goddamn receipts here. So I went and pulled up, guys. I went and pulled up. I'm finna show you how we was able to. I went and pulled up some things, right? People, you know, Leonard said some hell of a shit. Let's go here. As you can see right here, guys, this is the top 55 selling pay-per-view fights in the history of boxing. You're going to see a lot of people of color in this. This guy here is the number one cash cow in the history of the sport of boxing. When Leonard tells me that people like Floyd, Al, Steven Espinosa, and himself are held to a different standard in boxing, I want to know. I want to know, what did he, as a matter of fact, no, I want to know, what's that? What did he mean by that? When you look at some of the biggest, highest grossing, selling fights in boxing, there's people of color there. Made hundreds of millions of dollars. What standard were they held to that was different? What standard that they was held to where these guys, including yourself, Leonard, have become multimillionaires, being a person of color? Multimillionaire. You tried to have a Black Lives Matter moment, a woke moment, and tied into what people perceive as your ineffectiveness to be a damn good promoter. That's why I broke down to you what the job of a promoter is. Leonard is making the most amount of money possible for the least amount of risk. You know, and we see that the more money he makes, you know, the least money the fighter makes. So he's not going to spend this money. Instead of, you know, and he did come out and say that we're self-contained. We're not going to go out of our way to try to make other fights with other promotional companies. We're self-contained. This is what he meant by that.
True.
Well, let's go here. Let's look at some of the top guys, the top 55 best-selling pay-per-view fights in the history. And how did the double standard with people of color play a role in these guys' success? Let's see. To make this shit make sense to me. All right, let's continue. Let's go down here. All right, you're gonna see here George St. Pierre, Nate Diaz. I'm looking strictly for boxing. You know, this is WrestleMania, you know, yada, yada, yada. UFC. Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas. I remember this fight. He did 1 million pay-per-view buys after Buster Douglas upset Mike Tyson. I think he was a 1,001 underdog. You know, he came back his next fight, made $25 million. Buster Douglas made $25 million his next fight. 25 million. Something of that sort. And we know Evander Holyfield is a legend. We know that, right? Let's continue. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. I told you, if these guys did not have a double standard, they would not have a standard at all. I tell you guys all the time, when you have people who are in a certain tax bracket that make a certain amount of money, irregardless of what their skin color is, you see what I'm saying? These guys are elites. They are in an elite class that most people will never be able to afford to be in. Leonard Ellebe is in an elite class because of his multimillionaire status. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not even complaining about it. Get your money, baby. Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman, Steven Espinosa, the guys who Leonard Ellebe used as an example are a part of an elite class of millionaires. This ain't no people of color moment. No, you guys are in an elite class of millionaires. And I'm not upset about Steven Espinosa getting his bread. I'm not upset about Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, or Leonard Ellebe getting his bread. I'm not upset about that. What I don't like is how you try to manipulate the situation by trying to make it fit your narrative. They try to pull the heartstrings of people who look like you. And there are some people who gonna jump right out the window on that shit. But let's continue. Let's see. This is 1990, as you can see. Buster Douglas and Evander Holyfield. But that's Bernard Hopkins right there, $1 million. Him and Oscar De La Hoya, two people of color. Let's continue. In boxing, we have Floyd Mayweather right here. Floyd Mayweather for Robert the Ghost. 1 million pay-per-view buys. You see Floyd putting them paws on them right there. Shout out to Evan Castillo. Hey. We're dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, Coach, play I can say Leonard Ellebe shaking Savannah, smile. Yeah, I'll pull that up later. Right now, I'm not doing that. I'll pull it up later. So we see this right here. So so basically, remember, him and Floyd is held to a different standard according to Leonard Ellebe. Now, people have their criticism of Floyd Mayweather, of course, but people have their criticism of other fighters. Some fighters get more criticism than others. That is true. I can't deny that. But what does that have to do with the matchmaking as it relates to Tank Davis? Let's continue. He tried to play the victim. He tried to play this victim shit. So as you can see, this is Floyd. This is who we use as an example. So let's go here. This is Canelo and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let's continue. I'm going to show you guys something. That's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. And also that all of the Floyd fights, Leonard Ellebe was affiliated with that because Leonard Ellebe was the spit bucket guy. He was the guy who wiped the sweat off of Floyd's forehead. And Steven Espinosa, he was a part of that success. And Oscar De La Hoya was a part of that success with Floyd Mayweather. And what my guy name is, with the dude named Bob Arum built them up. He was a part of that. That built them up. You see what I'm saying? What to do? Richard Schaefer was a part of that. Al Heyman was a part of that. You lost me when you said that because you guys became very successful. I didn't see like what when you say double standards. I didn't see that. What different standard that you was held to? Because you guys made hundreds of millions of dollars together. Let's continue. They're talking about wrestling right here. Let's continue, guys. UFC. Let's get to the boxing. This has wrestling, UFC, and boxing. This is the top 55 highest growing pay-per-view. As you can see, this is Floyd Mayweather right here. Floyd Mayweather versus Juan Manuel Marquez did 1.6 million pay-per-view buys. This is Floyd right here. Any double standards that Floyd look big on this picture right here? Any double standards that stop Floyd from being successful in life or whatever the case may be? Let's see. Let's continue. Let's pull this up. Let's go Floyd right there. Floyd is going to be in here a lot, guys. You're going to see this. So Leonard Ellebe was on the team. We'll say that he was on the team. Leonard Ellebe was on the winning team. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue. Let's keep going some more. UFC and wrestling. You got Canelo here, Gennady Golovkin. Okay. Let's continue. Let's go down. Mike Tyson. Is this Frank Bruno? No, Bruce Seldon. Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon. Okay. Mike Tyson doing his thing at the time. Manny Pacquiao and Margarito. Margarito. You see what I'm saying? The loaded glove, man. Let's continue. You're going to see Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez. People of color doing their thing. Let's continue. Manny Pacquiao made a whole lot of goddamn money in boxing, him and Marquez. Let's continue. This is UFC. Yeah. Okay, Mike Tyson. No, Mike Tyson. Vander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis. Lennox was part of the baddest heavyweight of that era. He was, hands down. He was the baddest. Let's see. That's The Rock and the other guy, Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. Manny putting them paws on Oscar. They say Oscar was weight drained, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, let's continue. Gotta get to Floyd though. Manny Pacquiao and Cotto. Oh, this is another Floyd. So we don't see Floyd 3 times so far. Floyd Mayweather versus Victor Ortiz, 1.25 million, 25 million pay-per-view buys. As you can see right here, Floyd. I don't know the double standards that stop him from being successful. What double standards he could have been held to. He did receive a lot of criticism, that is true, but did it stop him from being successful? No. So I don't know what the hell Leonard is talking about. But let's continue. KSI and Logan Paul. KSI is one of the most popular boxing YouTubers on YouTube. He's a multi-millionaire. I think he's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but hey. Let's see Canelo, Gennady Golovkin. Let's continue. Let's go down some more, guys. We're looking strictly for boxing. My main man, Manny Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane Mosley, right there. People of color. Let's see Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno. Got that right there. But I want to get down the floor. We don't see Floyd 3 times, right? This is the 4th time. Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, Al Heyman, Steven Espinosa, they made a lot of money on this fight as when Leonard Ellebe was on the winning team. So I don't know. This guy was the cash cow in the sport of boxing. So what double standard after De La Hoya pass the torch to him. Like what double standard did he go by? Like I'm trying to figure this shit out. And how did what kind of double standard that people of color are going through? This guy's a multi-millionaire. I'm trying to figure out how you're trying to tie serious issues and relate it to what you, Stephen Espinosa, Al Heyman, and Floyd Mayweather, what you're saying that you're going through, or whatever the case may be. No, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's Floyd again. That's 4 times we don't saw Floyd. Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Sean Trinidad. Let's continue. Let's keep going down, guys. We're gonna let's see Evander Holyfield and George Foreman. Let's continue. We're looking for Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao again. Manny Pacquiao won Marquez 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. Let's keep going down. Let's keep going down. Let's see Miguel Cotto and Floyd Mayweather right here. Miguel Cotto and Floyd Mayweather right here. As you can see, Floyd over here again. This is the 5th time. You know, some of that good old double standard. Let's continue. Tyson and Peter McNeely. Let's see Holyfield and Mike Tyson. He stopped Tyson, of course. Let's see. This is UFC. Let's continue. Let's go down some more guys. Let's see Lennox Lewis when he put them paws on Mike Tyson. Let's continue. We see that Mike Tyson when he beat Evander Holyfield's ear off. Let's find Floyd again. Oh, this is the 5th time. Floyd Mayweather right here, 2.2 million pay-per-view buys. Leonard Ellebe, Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, Floyd Mayweather, they made a lot of money on this. Well, you know, was there any double standards or that stopped them, you know, that got in the way of them, these men of color making all of this goddamn money? And we got Canelo Alvarez right there. I'm just trying to figure it out. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. I'm not the brightest guy in the world. I only have a GED, guys. Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather. This is when he became money made after this fight. Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather, 2 people of color, $2.4 million. This guy was the cash cow in you know, he was one of the cash cows. Mike Tyson was the highest, of course. But at that time. But you see Floyd right here, Floyd Mayweather right here, right? Okay. You know, him and, you know, they made a lot of, you know, I don't know how much money they made on this fight, but they made some good bread, right? Him, Al Heyman, and you know, Stephen Espinosa and stuff like that. Let's continue. And let's not forget the casinos as well in Vegas. They make a lot of money too as well. Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. Floyd Mayweather made a whole lot of money in this. Him, Stephen Espinosa, they robbed the bank with this. This was 50-0. An MMA fighter who never had a professional fight in his life. This was the 50-0 fight. Any double standards or certain privileges that helped them back? Let's continue. And we should have one more here. It should be him and Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, 4.6 million pay-per-view buys. So I'm trying to figure out, Leonard, what in the hell are you talking about, sir? When you sit back and you tell me, and the guys that you use is what tripped me out. He say people of color and women are held to are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system as others. The reality is people like Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, and myself are held to a different standard in boxing. What kind of different standard are you talking about, sir? Like, what is the different standard that you talking about, Leonard? I'm trying to figure this out. You guys were breaking all types of records. What different standard? I'm trying to figure this out. What is the different standard? You guys have broke records in boxing. As a matter of fact, some would even say that you guys set the standard. Stephen Espinosa, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, you guys set the standard. So what the hell are you talking about? And what does this have to do with Tank Davis? Because you putting on garbage fights and you want people to pay $80 for them. What does it have to do with that? Nothing. But then you tried to have a woke moment, and then you wanted to get all play the race card on this shit. That, you know, that right there. That's what got me. These dudes are multimillionaires. And as a matter of fact, when you talk about Al Heyman, let's continue. Mr. Right UK, he said you got a point. For all of the bad criticism they have received, it has never stopped them from being successful or making that bread. Exactly. Listen, there's nobody in it. You can arguably say that between Floyd Mayweather, Stephen Espinosa, and Al Heyman, there's no one that has been more successful than them. People of color. There's nobody that's been more successful than them in that run, in that short run, in that Floyd Mayweather run they had. from Oscar De La Hoya on up until when Floyd retired. You set the bar. Now you want to come back and play victim? Nah. No. No, the question I have is this. Did that double standard and that victimhood mentality that you're trying to come with, Leonard, did that start Waddell and Reed from investing over $500 million into Al Heyman's company, the PBC? What kind of double standard did you go through, did Al Heyman had to go through? What kind of double standard he had to go through? And that stopped him from receiving over $500 million from Waddell and Reed. Please make it make sense to me, sir. You trying to throw off the fact of the criticism that you have received from your matchmaking as it relates to your fighter. And you're trying to make an emotional appeal to low IQ people who probably can't see through that bullshit you're talking about. That's all you're doing, right? Let's continue. A lot of you people don't know who Waddell and Reed is. I talk about this quite a few things a lot. Waddell and Reed was the company who invested, it's a hedge fund company out of, where are they out of? I think they're out of Arkansas. Yeah, I think they're out of Arkansas. They invested over $500 million into the black man, PBC, Al Heyman's PBC. Did his skin color, people of color, did that stop him from getting the $500 million from Waddell and Reed? I'm trying to see where you're going at with this, Leonard. Y'all multimillionaires. Bravo, let's give y'all a round of applause for the success that you've accomplished. Y'all multimillionaires, Leonard. So it didn't stop Al Heyman from getting the bag from Waddell and Reed in order to start the PBC, an all-white company, by the way, who just got bought out by a company in Australia called Macquarie. I have the receipts right there as well. You see what I'm saying? So that didn't stop you guys. You have been the most successful between Stephen Espinosa, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather. Shit, I got to throw Oscar De La Hoya and Richard Schaefer in there because they played a big part in it too. Or we'll even throw Leonard in there, Leonard Ellebe in there. We know he was just a tower boy, but we'll just throw him in there for argument's sake. You guys have been more successful in that Floyd Mayweather run from 2013, 14, all the way up until when you retired. You have been the more successful than anybody in the sport of boxing. You set the bar. Now you want to try to play victim with me? You want to pull the race card and you want to have the victimhood mentality with me, Leonard, from your mansion on Twitter? Boy, hush. Boy, hush, boy, hush, boy, hush, boy, hush, boy, hush. Let's continue. So he said Al. He brought up Al Heyman. Very, 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 say why he brought up Al Heyman. Why he brought up Al Heyman. So, we know Al Heyman is a ghost, right? But let's read this little short piece right here. What do we know about Al Heyman? Shortly before March 7, 2015, fight card in Las Vegas, Al Heyman did something that was totally out of character. He made a speech. For months on end, the boxing community has buzzed with rumors Heyman was amassing a war chest totaling hundreds of millions of dollars with the help of a venture capital fund in an effort to take over boxing. Who is the venture capital fund that they're talking about, guys? The venture capital fund is this company right here called Waddell and Reed. Who is Waddell and Reed? Waddell and Reed is a white-owned company. Waddell and Reed Financial Inc. was an American asset management and financial planning company funded in 1937 in a publicly traded company it was a publicly traded company, guys, from 1998 to 2021, and its headquarters in Overland, Kansas. I said Arkansas, it's in Kansas. It operated asset management and distribution subsidiaries, including Ivy Investment Management Company and Waddell and Reed Investment Management Co. They were bought out by Macquarie. It's a white-owned company. Coach, this wasn't a white-owned company. You're lying. We Wakanda forever. You know I got the receipt, right? No, I got the receipt. Did a video on this. I did a video on this a while ago. Let's continue. Let's go. Let's go. I did a show on this. This video right here, guys. I'm gonna show it to you right now. You can't see it. You can't see it. But this video right here is why I bodied this whole goddamn thing, right? And I showed you guys who was the members of White Ellebe. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. And what you're gonna see about 13 white people. You're gonna have to explain to me, Leonard, how did your people of color, because you're a person of color, you, Al, Stephen Espinosa, and Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna have to explain to me, sir, how come your color did not stop Al Heyman from securing over $500 million from an all-white investment company? You tried to play victim, Leonard. The shit ain't gonna fly, not today. Let me let you hear who White Ellebe is. Let you hear these guys are. As a matter of fact, I was going to play it from my phone, but I'm not even going to do that. We're going to skip through this very fast. White Ellebe, let's continue. White Ellebe. This is Mr. Philip J. Saunders of White Ellebe. This guy right here is Mr. Philip J. Saunders. He was the executive, he was the CEO of White Ellebe. Gave all his money to Al Heyman. And guess what? I ain't mad at Al. I'm not tripping on that at all. I'm trying to debunk this. I'm trying to debunk this victimhood narrative that Leonard Ellebe is trying to push. You're a multi-millionaire, man. And then you throw Al Heyman in it. Al Heyman had nothing to do with that. Then you threw Floyd in it. Then you threw Stephen Espinosa in it. They didn't have anything to do with that. But let's continue, though. Let's continue. As you can see, this is going to be another white guy who invested all of this money into Leonard into the black man, Al Heyman. This is another one. Nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm trying to debunk this. I'm trying to debunk this narrative that Leonard Ellebe is kicking. Let's go, guys. Right here, this guy here, by his name is Mr. Mark Price. He is the senior vice president and general counsel and he's the secretary of White Ellebe. Now, this company has been bought out, guys. Let's continue. Let's continue. Hold on. This guy right here is Mr. Brent K. Bloss. He's the president. He's the president, guys. He's the president and they finance Wakanda forever. They finance Wakanda forever, right? Let's continue. What else do they do? All right, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. As a matter of fact, let me see, can I speed this up? Can I speed this up? That's fine. Right here, you're going to see right here, this guy right here is the senior vice president and chief financial officer, the CFO, Mr. Benjamin Krause. I want to show you guys something. These are the guys who finance PBC. These are the guys who finance the PBC. These are the guys who financed the PBC. They was acquired by this company, Macquarie Asset Management. This was the company that acquired White Ellebe, the white company that invested over $500 million into the PBC. So when you tell me, sir, that when you're trying to paint the picture that people of color, we go through more double standards and stuff like that, and then and that's fine. I was with you there. But then when you turned around and said that you, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, and Stephen Espinosa, are held to a different standard. Sir, you guys set the bar. No one has made more money in that short span in boxing than you guys. You guys set the standard for success. So what the hell are you talking about, Leonard? Listen, your skin color didn't stop you guys from breaking records in the sport of boxing. No, man, no. I can't go for that, homie. I can't go for that. I can't go for that. I can't go for that at all. Let's see what else we got right here. What else we got right here? I think it showed. I think right here I showed the people. This is a good video. I advise you guys to check it out. But I'm going to move to this very quickly. I just wanted to show you guys that Macquarie bought out White Ellebe. You're going to have to show me, guys, that how did your skin color stop you, Al Heyman? I mean, stop, you was used as a double standard to prevent you and Al Heyman and the boys from becoming successful. That makes sense to me. Last time I checked, goddammit, Al Heyman was a black man and he had a white investment company who loaned him over $500 million, invested into his black company, quote unquote. Because whoever put the money up owns the company. That's why I say White Ellebe is a white-owned company with a black face. But let's continue. For months on end, the boxing community has buzzed with rumors Heyman was amassing a war chest totaling hundreds of millions of dollars with the help of a venture capital fund in an effort to take over the sport of boxing. Heyman was signing hundreds of fighters to managerial and advisory contracts. Heyman was planning some sort of TV series, time buys on multiple networks for an entity called Premier Boxing Champions. PBC were confirmed. Shout out to my main man, Ron Boy Fresh, for dropping that $2 bam super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Dame, shout out to my brother Ron Boy Fresh. What's up, Slim? He said Dame Dash out here shaking his head. Dame Dash shaking his head. Dame Dash, what he say, Slim? He said, look, if you don't put the money up, he said, I don't give a damn. He said, I don't give a damn. He said something about, I don't give a damn about what? If you didn't put your money up, you're just a manager, managing someone else's money. That money was put up by them white folks who ran Waddell and Reed. That's who owns the PBC. So for all you Wakanda Forever channels out there, sir, I don't bust this narrative up plenty of times. I get it. I understand. I will bother you guys. I told you that. I don't did it last year already. We ain't gonna keep going through the same shit. But let's continue though. Let's continue. Okay, let's continue. So March 7 marked the rollout of Heyman's plan. NBC was televising the inaugural PBC offering, a fight card featuring Keith One-Time Thurman versus Robert Guerrero. You guys remember that. Adrian Broner versus John Molina Jr. Heyman has poured an enormous amount of money into TV production for the event. There was a huge floor set augmented by giant video screens. 27 cameras have been set up to capture the action from every possible angle under the enhanced lighting. 3 iconic sports personalities formed the core of NBC's announcing team. Al Michaels would host the telecast from a glitzy in-arena seat, while Marv Albert handled the blow-by-blow cores, and Sugar Ray Leonard, I remember this when it first started, Sugar Ray Leonard served as an expert on analysis, right? Layla Ali, BJ Flores, Kenny Rice and Steven Smoger were also in the mix. So, these good old white folks of Waddell and Reed gave this black man for over $500 million to set it off with the PBC. You're gonna have to explain to me, sir, how did your colorness, how did that put any kind of obstacles in the way? What kind of different standards did Waddell and Reed require to give this black man all this goddamn money? And him being Al Heyman being a multimillionaire, which I'm happy for. Floyd Mayweather being a multimillionaire, which I'm happy for. And he partnered with other peoples of color. With Oscar De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer, Steven Espinosa. Come on, man. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. That's all I'm saying, guys. Make it make sense to me. I understand your Black Lives Matter moment, Leonard. So when you say that you would say what others won't say, people of color and women are not afforded the same support or same evaluation system as others are. You could have just stopped right there. But you didn't stop right there. You had to include something else. The reality is people like Floyd, Al, Steven Espinosa, and myself are held to a different standard in boxing. And it's very unfortunate. And then he says, stay woke. What's unfortunate, Leonard? You unfortunately amass more wealth than probably damn near any promoter in the sport of boxing. I'm not saying Leonard Ellebe personally, but I'm just saying the pay-per-view records you guys broke, you're trying to tell me that, that was unfortunate? The millions, the multi-millions of dollars that Al Heyman has amassed, you're trying to tell me that's unfortunate? Floyd Mayweather grossed $1 billion in the sport of boxing. Gross? That's unfortunate? Like, what part of that is unfortunate, sir? What part of that is that you was held to a different standard? You set the standard when it comes to success. People of color, you guys. I'm trying to make it make sense. Shout out to William Lynch for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
William Nick says, so he's sitting a $5 cash out, man. He says, he say $5, so you having the same amount of knowledge. Big up, bro. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to Juan Carrillo for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
We got over 300 people in here. We need at least 300 likes. Please get the like buttons up, guys. He said race car pulled because they got called out for bullshit fights on pay-per-view. That's all it was, dog. One, you hit the nail right on the head. That's all it was, brother. That's all it was. It was nothing more, nothing less. He had to pull out the old race car. It don't work in this case, Leonard. Y'all got a plethora of money. Plenty money. Plenty. You guys have grossed probably more money in the past from the time Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya. From the time he fought Oscar and after, up to the point the way he retired. I think when he retired in 2017. I think he retired in 2017, right? When he retired in 2017, you guys ran the game. Made more money than anybody. What the hell are you talking about? I'm dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded by this. I'm dumbfounded by this. Let's continue though. We're not finished. Let's see. We're not finished. Let's continue. Continue reading this article. It said the NBC telecast averaged 3.37 million viewers, including 554,000 in the 18 to 34 year old range group, and 1.38 million to the 18 to 49 demographic. It was an encouraging start for an audacious plan, right? Backed by an estimated investment of $500 million in venture capital money. Heyman was planning to revolutionize the sport of boxing. Where did that money come from? Ellen Reed, an all-white company. So explain to me, sir, what was the double standard? Why Ellen Reed didn't say, oh man, you know what, man, he's a person of color. We're not going to invest our money into this black guy who wants to start this company to revolutionize boxing. They didn't say that. They probably had a vote to say, yeah, we're going to invest money into this black man's idea. Wakanda. They created Wakanda. So for all you people who pushing this PBC stuff, Ellen Reed created the PBC. Yes. If it wasn't for those white dollars, you would not have a PBC. And his skin color did not stop him from getting the money. So what are you talking about? Wakanda forever. True. Let's carry on, old chap. I'm gonna say boxing people were excited or terrified, depending on where their interest lies, right? To some, Heyman was the savior who would rejuvenate the sport of boxing and bring big fights back to free television on a regular basis. At the other end of the spectrum, the reaction ranged from denial to panic. Let's read that again, guys. When the PBC was funded by white dollars, white folks, Ellen Reed, just like two white men by the name of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee created the Black Panther the Black Panther comic book in June or July 1966. And they created Wakanda. Yeah, it's true. And then the Black Panther Party formed about 5-6 months later. It's true. Facts, right? Just like they financed that, created, Wakanda. Ellen Reed created Wakanda with their dollars. They invested in Al Heyman, and his skin color did not stop him from getting that money. Let's continue. So you had people who was on both sides of the spectrum, right? Some people look at Al Heyman as the savior. And to this day, you have some diehard Al Heyman fanboys that will attack you, threaten you, and PBC ass kissers that will attack you, threaten you if you criticize anything PBC. Shout out to Charles Stevens.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that $2 bam super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said it hit dog yelled the loudest. Yeah. You say Ellebe is yelling. Yeah. Smith and West, what you say, fam? He said, I got more questions about where did the $500 million go? Because they can't pay Bud or he say, or other big names for premier fights. But we're going to get to this. We're going to get to this. You're almost jumping ahead of me, Smith and West. They say boxing people were excited, yada, 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 yada. And guess what they said? Heyman was the savior. Heyman was the savior. You got some people right now, when they wake up in the morning, this is the first man they think about, Mr. Al Heyman. He was the savior. And some people look at him like that right now to this day. Let's continue. At the other end of the spectrum, the reaction ranged from denial to panic. Heyman was creating a sense of inevitability, right? PBC would dominate the boxing for years to come. Except it hasn't happened as of yet. And in all likelihood, it won't happen. So when PBC first started, it was thought upon as, hey, Al Heyman was going to come revolutionize the sport. But the financiers, if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no PBC. This is facts. The receipts are here. If it wasn't for Waddell and Reed, it wouldn't be no Wakanda in the sport of boxing from those who push that narrative. This is facts. His skin color didn't stop anything. As a matter of fact, it probably helped him in this situation. Let's continue, though. Let's continue. Winston Churchill once said of Russia, it's a riddle. He say, it is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. The same words could be used to describe Al Heyman. This series is an attempt to shed some light on who he is and his journey throughout boxing. Dozens of people who know Heyman in one way or another were interviewed in conjunction with these articles. Some were willing to talk on the understandings that they could be quoted on, but not for attribution. Sorry about that, guys. A refrain often heard from others was, I like to talk with you, but I don't want to get in trouble with Al. So you had some people who were willing to, to talk about Al Heyman, just basically share, just share some of their experiences with them. But then others, they said a lot of others, they had refrained, you know what I mean? Saying that they don't want to talk about, they would like to talk to them about whatever their grievances or gripes with Al, but they don't want to get in trouble with Al. So when you hear people say, man, don't nobody complain about Al Heyman. Well, a lot of people who are on the contract don't complain about Al Heyman because there will be retribution. There will be retribution. And it is what it is. I mean, I hate to bust your bubble, dog, but this is what it is. Let's continue. Let's continue. So, anyway, make a long story short, we're not going to get into all of this stuff here. Basically, this is Al Heyman's background. He went to Harvard. He went to Harvard, guys. Very smart guy. Went to Harvard, right? That was very successful in the music industry. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. You see what I'm saying? Cleveland, Ohio. Very successful man. I don't know. He probably went through some obstacles in life, but he overcame those obstacles to become the guy that he is today. And it says right here, Heyman created more than a dozen companies to coordinate production, advertising, marketing, and virtually every other facet of live concert promotion, because he was a live concert promoter. He made his mark with national tours for superstars like Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, MC Hammer, and Boyz II Men, and co-promoted Eddie Murphy's Raw, which was very successful, which was the highest grossing comedy tour and centerpiece of the highest grossing comedy film ever up until that time. In 1992, he told USA Today that during the previous year, he promoted approximately 500 shows that had grossed $60 million. This man is very successful. Leonard, I don't see the victim here, sir. I don't see the victim here. Sir. Fact of the matter, Leonard Ellebe, is this. People are getting on you, sir, because of your lack of putting together the type of fights that they want. You felt the heat on Twitter because you want to be Twitter fingers, and then you want to bring up people of color, talk about double standards and stuff like that, and then you want to tie yourself, Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, and Floyd Mayweather into the fold. Floyd Mayweather brags about he's the highest grossing fighter in the history of the sport of boxing. He walks around with briefcases full of money. More successful than any fighter in the history of boxing. How does that rule what you talked about, double standards and people of color? How does that apply to Floyd Mayweather, sir? Did he have to go through some obstacles? I'm pretty sure he did. Did he overcome them? Yes. Did it stop him and people who were not of color from helping him become the highest grossing fighter in the history of boxing? No, it didn't, sir. How did it stop you from smiling and cheesing and standing next to Savannah Marshall or making the millions that you have amassed, sir? How did it stop you from doing that? How does that, Stephen Espinosa, how did it stop him? Like, bro, you lost me with this shit. That's all I'm saying. You lost me with this. You really lost me with this. How many likes we got? We don't have over 200 likes. So once we get to 200 likes, we'll open up the phone lines. I don't blow your Wakanda narrative up. I don't blow it up. But Leonard, I just don't, and if you listen to this show, I have not said one thing bad about Leonard Ellebe. I have not said one thing bad about Al Heyman, because I know these dudes, they so effeminized and emotional. Oh man, there he go, he cooning, he talking bad about the brothers. I ain't said one thing bad about Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, or Stephen Espinosa and Leonard Ellebe. I have not said one thing bad about them. Go back and listen to this show. Haven't said one thing bad about them. But I know how you, people who come from a certain community, we ain't gonna say who it is. You see what I'm saying? You push this narrative. And then you got Leonard Ellebe trying to ride this same stuff, trying to garner sympathy. He's making an emotional appeal around real life issues that are going on in society, and trying to tie it into himself, Floyd, Al, and Stephen Espinosa. There's a disconnect there, especially when yourself and the other three guys you name are some of the richest people on the planet Earth. Stephen Espinosa, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather are some of the richest people on the planet Earth. When in comparison to the average person. So what are you talking about, Leonard? Like, I'm lost. Shit, I can't get no $500 million. Shit, I don't know nobody give me $500 million for an idea or business concept that I might have had or whatever the case may be. I don't have that kind of pull. But our brother Al Heyman had that kind of pull, and he made it happen. Let's continue. Let's continue. Leonard, you full of shit. It says Heyman is a complex man. People who've done business with him for years know next to nothing about his personal life, which I'm not into his personal life. This guy here says, I have no idea. He says, I have no idea how Al Heyman processes emotion. One business associate says, they didn't say his name, his tone of voice changes when he's angry, and that's the only sign that I've seen. So these are just people who they've interviewed, said certain things about him. I mean, I'm not, I don't know him. Depending on what side of the fence you're on, you know what I mean? Depending on what side of the fence you're on, you know what I mean? You feel some type of way or don't feel some type of way. It says Heyman's business plan for PBC is as tightly guarded as the nation's nuclear codes. What's known is that he now conducts his business through a web of corporate entities with different assets, liabilities, and functions. These entities include Heyman Boxing LLC, Heyman Sports LLC, Heyman Holdings LLC, and Heyman and Allen Heyman Development Incorporated. So Mr. Al Heyman, he's a very successful man. Very successful. Shout out to Pugilism. Shout out to Peace. Shout out to Boxing Logic United, my brother Myron.
Hey, okay.
We're dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
So to make a long story short, guys, you see how we just blowed that shit up real quick? Like, Leonard, I get it. And as a matter of fact, hold on. Let me do this. So I don't prove, we know that White Allen Reed, an all white company, gave a all black man from Cleveland, Ohio, invested $500 million into his company. And we know that his skin color did not stop him from obtaining those funds. We know this because he got the money. That's documented. I don't think no one would argue that. Let's continue. Let's go over here, though. I told you guys that Wilder & Reed was acquired by a company out of Australia called Macquarie. Macquarie Group completes the acquisition of Wilder & Reed, which was an all-white company, on April the 30th, 2021. Wilder & Reed Wealth Management platform sold to LPL Financial. Macquarie Asset Management, the asset management division of Macquarie Group, today announced the completion of its acquisition of Wilder & Reed. Showed you who Wilder & Reed is, guys. I showed you right here that Wilder & Reed. I showed you who the CEO was and some of the guys who put the money up. And this guy right here. Hold on, wait. Oh, boy, I got some more receipts right here, my brother. I showed you that right here, right? I showed you that right here. I showed you that right here. I showed you that right here. Oh, let's get right here, guys. Let's get right here. Where we at, baby? Where we at? Where we at? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. There we go, right there. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to pull it up right quick. Let me see. There we go. Trying to pull it up right quick. About right there. Hold on, guys. Wilder & Reed. Right here, this video right here, I'm showing that Wilder & Reed was bought out. It was bought out by, there we go, right there. So, let's blow this up right quick. As you can see right here, this is Wilder & Reed. Now, when I go down this list, all these are white folks who own this company, who work for the company, whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter to me what their color is, but I'm trying to prove a point. I'm going to hammer this shit home. So I showed you that, right? You seen that, right? And now Wilder & Reed was bought out by who? Wilder & Reed was bought out by a company called by the name of Macquarie. Another non-black company. Let's continue. It says they completed their acquisition of Wilder & Reed Financial, one of the oldest asset and wealth management companies in the United States. Wilder & Reed is who? The company who invested $500 million into the black man, Al Heyman. This is a white supremacy for your ass, huh? Concurrent with the completion of the transaction, Macquarie told WDR's wealth management platform, and they just gave talk about their acquisition of Wilder & Reed. Let's continue though. I want you guys to see. Let's go to about. Learn about us. Let's go to about. Let's see. Do we have any faces? I want you to see the owners. They have people of color that own this company. That whole high management positions in this company as well. Okay, let me find it, guys. I do have it. Trust me, I do have it. Prospective impact careers. Let's look at investors. Let's see. Would it be here? It's probably not here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna find it. I have the receipts. I promise you, I have the receipts, boy. Lord knows I had a goddamn receipts. I like to hammer shit home. When I do shit, I just like to go overboard with it. You know what I mean? Let's see. News, the company. The board of directors. Oh, goddamn. Let's go to board of directors. So this is the guy, since they bought out Wilder & Reed, whatever money that our good brother Al Heyman in the PBC owes Wilder & Reed, since that company has been bought out by Macquarie out of Australia, they owe Macquarie that money, whatever that is. However they work that out, guys, is on them. Shout out to Juan Carrillo for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He say Tank's next fight after Rolly is against Sade Big Nuts. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see. Let's continue to go here. This guy is the CEO of Macquarie, who Al Heyman, the black man, Wakanda Forever, from you guys' narrative owes money to, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just breaking it down to you. This brother right here, Peter Warren. Okay, as you can see, he's the chairman. He's the guy over there, right? Let's continue. Let's go here. Let's go down some more. Oh, this is the woman of color right here. They're doing pretty big things. Let's see. I think she's probably from India. Shamira, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. She is the managing director, CEO of she's the managing director and she's the CEO of the company. Okay, all right. This is who the PBC pretty much own the PBC right now, more than likely. Yeah, they own the PBC right now. So I'm just trying to, this is another guy. These are the board of directors who Al Heyman has to answer to, more than likely. Hey, she's a part of the board of directors as well. Michelle, who Al Heyman more than likely has to answer to, since they own the rights, they invested the money into the PBC when they bought out Let and Read. Let's see, yeah, these are the people right here, man. These are the people. Wakanda forever, right there. Let's see, more Wakanda forever, right there. Leonard, let's see, the double standards and the people of color. Okay. Let's see, do we have any more Wakanda forever right there, guys? More Wakanda forever. Do we see any more Wakanda forever? Let's continue. Oh, Lord have mercy, Wakanda forever. These are the board of directors. The board of directors, who own pretty much a big percentage of the PBC, who put the $500 million up. They bought out Let and Read. This is more Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever, Leonard. Wakanda forever, sir. Well, I be damned. White. That's what I see. And they invested money in the black man, Al Heyman. So, Leonard Ellebe, my brother, sir, I totally disagree with you on this, sir. When you tried to tie people of color and women who are not afforded the same support and evaluation system as others, when you try to tie yourself, when you say the reality is people like Floyd, Al Heyman, Stephen Espinosa, and myself are held to a different standard in boxing. How can you say that in one breath while ignoring the fact that you guys have accomplished some of the greatest things in the sport of boxing? And your skin colors, race, or nationalities had nothing to do, did not stop you from accomplishing these things. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Do we have enough likes? Yeah, we got over 200. Phone lines is open. 530-494. I can continue to go on, but I want to give the people time to call in. Phone lines is open. 530-494-9636. What do you guys think? Do you think Leonard Ellebe was trying to play the race card? Do you think Leonard Ellebe was trying to play the race card, or do you feel that he has a valid point? That's all I got to say. And when I say this, does he have a valid point as it relates to himself, Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman, and Stephen Espinosa? Does he have a valid point? And what does that have to do with the criticism that he's been receiving from boxing fans as it relates to his matchups with Tank Davis, fighting for Rolly Romero's and stuff like that? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from some of the defenders. And I haven't said anything bad about Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, Leonard Ellebe, or Stephen Espinosa. Haven't said anything bad about him. So I don't want nobody saying, oh man, goddamn it, man, you heard what he said, and this nigga cooning, and this and that. I ain't saying nothing bad about him. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach?
I can't hear you, brother. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what up, Coach? It's Roach from Houston.
Roach, talk to me, fam. My brother from Houston, talk to me, fam.
Man, what's going on, man? Hey, I just wanted to say, okay, first of all, like you so eloquently pointed out before, yes, does that double standard that he said exists? Yes, it does. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no way in hell we're going to sit here and let Snatch's nose really use that as a deflection for why they goddamn picking these damn cherries for goddamn Tank Davis, man. That shit is downright ridiculous. That shit is downright, I can't even think of words to put on how stupid that is. That has absolutely nothing to do with y'all trying to put Tank Davis in here against the Smurfs. Absolutely nothing. And as a black man that lives in America, and of course, I'm not trying to play that card or nothing, but as a black man in America that has to live and actually deal with that shit, of course, I'm not making excuses or use that as a distraction.
Real. No, it is real.
Right.
But what I'm saying is he's tying it to himself.
Right.
And Floyd and Al Heyman and Leonard and Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa. And I'm like, how are you tying real life issues to you and the other millionaires you just named? That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely ridiculous, bro. I agree 100% with what you're saying. Like, for you to really be trying to use the race car and trying to use the black card for you being a part of a company where some white people gave you $500 million
Yeah.
as an excuse for why you can't make the top fight for your best fighter. That is just downright ridiculous, and it's downright disrespectful to people who actually have to deal with real life issues. I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm checking out the show. Appreciate you taking my call. I'm gonna get off of here, coach.
Man, shout out to my brother Roach in Houston, man. That's my whole point. I can't even say it any better. I can't say it any better than what Roach said. You're taking people who going through real life issues and you're trying to tie it to yourself, Floyd, Al, and Steven Espinosa, you know, because you're trying to deflect from why you putting on garbage ass. You and your company are putting on, taking non-pay-per-view fights and making them pay-per-view. And as it relates to our brother Tank Davis, you see what I'm saying? As it relates to him, you're trying to deflect from that. And as a matter of fact, let's add on to it. Let's add on to it, though. Let's add on to it. He deflects from it because this is what he's saying here. And then this guy was criticizing Floyd. He said Floyd was running from Margarito. And Leonard says, AMP, remember that. Yeah, Floyd ran and ducked his way into $1 billion. Same guys who trashed him his entire career attempt to create dumbass narratives today. Stay woke. I ain't with that woke shit, but I do agree with him right here with this part. Let's see. Leonard says, Leonard had me laughing. And this guy right here says that he said Leonard Ellebe is having an interesting day on Twitter. He say here's my thing. In one sentence, people say certain fighters and promoters are being held and are being treated unfairly, held to a different standard. The next sentence, they're bragging about making more money than everyone, pushing unwanted pay-per-views. How can you play the victim in one breath and then on the next breath say, we're breaking records, we're making millions of dollars, we're doing this, we're doing that? Listen, victims are not able to make hundreds of millions of dollars. You know why? Because they are a victim. Victims are not able to brag about being successful in life because the victim can only see things in a pessimistic way of life and just things in a negative light. They can never see victory. They always going to see pessimism and, oh man, this ain't gonna work and this and that, yada, 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 yada. You don't even have that mindset, Leonard. If you did have that mindset, you would not be the multimillionaire that you are today. Waking up the silk sheets, my brother. That's all I'm saying. You can't tie yourself to this. You just putting on some garbage ass fights, dog. Just tighten up. That's all you gotta do. Just tighten up. That's all it is. And he say no bragging, just speaking facts. You see what I'm saying? He just talked about, man, they're proud of making Tank Davis a multimillionaire, making millions of dollars in 16 months they had him, right? Keep talking about this shit, right? And then he said, here's my thing. If you don't like something, don't support it. He's right about that. If you don't like something, don't support it. We will continue to make the biggest fights possible for our guys. So Rolly Romero is the biggest fight possible. And before him, Esau Cruz was the biggest fight possible. And when you say guys, plural, which guys are you talking about? Because no one in this chat can tell me a fighter without even Googling it, without even going on Google and going to Mayweather Promotions website. No one in the chat can tell me what other fighters they have. So that's some bullshit there too. But hey man, that's some bullshit there too. But I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all, Leonard. I'm not tripping at all on that. You know what I mean? This guy say he see the double standards. He say I've seen double standards and the moving of the goalposts negatively affect people of every background in this sport. If you're being honest, Leonard, so have you. Instead of trying to push us versus them, instead of trying to push an us versus them dynamic, why not find a common ground where we can bring people together? This is what this guy is saying. Leonard is saying, I'm not trying to push anything. I'm just over here busting my ass, trying to make the biggest fights possible for my guys. That's all. And he say, anyways, no need to go back and forth because he said, because I just happen to see things from a different lens than you do. That's all. That's what he's saying, right? And then this guy talks about the double standard. I talk about the double standard. Because there is a double standard in what he's saying. There is a double standard in what he's saying. And then you was getting bodied on that subject matter, so then you wanted to pull out the race card. Leonard Ellebe doesn't even have the victimhood mentality like these dudes on YouTube do. Like these dudes who are, what they call them, the Hamanites? Or like those pro PBC guys are. He doesn't have the victimhood mentality. His success in life is a testament of that. And as a matter of fact, shit, he doesn't have a victimhood mentality at all. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. I don't show you guys all of that. The victim. Hold on. Listen, I got some more receipts. Of course I do. I got some more receipts right here. Let's go. Victimhood mentality, 23 signs of the victim mentality. Are you or someone you love playing the victim? Leonard Ellebe is playing the victim because of his matchmaking for his fight. Let's continue. As a matter of fact, let's blow this up some more. We finna body this shit. Here are some common signs to look out for. Now, what you're gonna find on YouTube, there's a lot of people who play the victim on YouTube. And they attack people. They come from a certain boxing community, and they attack people. They call them coon Uncle Tom sellouts if you do not subscribe to their narrative. But Leonard Ellebe, this doesn't fit you, sir, but you're trying to play the card and it doesn't work. These are some of the points to look out for. You're constantly blaming other people or situations for feeling miserable. If you don't feel good in life, shit ain't going your way, you're always going to blame somebody else, right? It's the man that's holding you down. Point number 2, you possess a life is against me philosophy. If you meet people that say, man, life is against me, man, this ain't fair, yada, yada, yada. Life ain't fair, homie. If you expect this shit to be fair, you never should have been born. Some people are born with more gifts than others. Some people are stronger than others, taller than others, bigger than others, have more money than others. Life ain't fair. Some people have an easier road than others. It is what it is. Let's continue. Point number 2, you're cynical and pessimistic. Pessimists are more than likely victims. A pessimist, but this cup of water right here, man, this shit half empty. A little bit more, it's gonna be gone. The optimist, damn, this cup half empty. All I need is another half in order to make it a whole. It's all about perception, right? You see your problems as catastrophes and blow them out of proportion. That's point number 5. Blow them out of proportion. Let's see. Point number 6. You think others are purposely trying to hurt you. These guys with victimhood mentalities, this is what they are. These are signs of a victimhood mentality. You believe you're the only one being targeted for mistreatment. They don't do this to nobody else. They only do this to us. Leonard, what you say? Yeah, man, the fact of the matter is people of color are held to a different standard, double standards. You're right about that. But then how are you going to tie yourself to that statement? That's where you lost me at, Leonard. That's where you lost me at. You keep reliving the past, painful memories that made you feel like a victim. Oh, you see this all the time. Oh, man, how can you say that racism doesn't exist in the sport of boxing? No, racism does exist in the sport of boxing. Oh, man, remember the black murderous row? And remember what happened when Jack Johnson was heavyweight champion? Sir, what does those days and times have to do with 2022? What you mean? What does it have to do with 2022? Everything. That's those guys who come from a slow learning disability, slow learning disability boxing community mindset. This is those guys who do the same shit. You keep reliving past painful memories that made you feel like a victim in the first goddamn place. Let's continue. Even when things go right, you find something to complain about. What do I always say? These guys are professional complainers. All they want to do is complain. Oh, man, man. Why he got paid $2 million? He should have got paid $3 million. You see how they do us? This dude a multi-millionaire living in a mansion. What are you talking about? Oh, man, yeah, man, but I'm just staying, though. I'm just staying. Woo! That's why they don't like me, boy. Even when things go right, you find something to complain about. You refuse to consider other perspectives when talking about your problems. It's their way or the highway. You feel powerless and unable to cope effectively with a problem or life in general. These are signs of a victim, someone who has a victimhood mentality. You feel attacked when you're given constructive criticism. Point number 10, you believe you're not responsible for what happens in your life. Others are. Victimhood mentality, right? You believe that everyone is better off than you. Oh man, you know, everybody better off than me, man. Look at that dude over there because he's a certain color. He rich, he got a whole lot of, he had better opportunities than me. This dude doing better than you is. He's doing terrible. But this what the victim does. The victim put this shit in their head. Let's continue. You believe that everyone is better off than you, right? You seem to enjoy feeling sorry for yourself. Throwing a goddamn pity parade. Throwing a pity parade. Let's continue. You attract people like you who complain, blame, bitch, moan, and feel victimized by life. Let's look at this again. Don't you see this on YouTube, guys, in boxing circles from a certain boxing community? What do these dudes do all the time? And I'm trying to be good, you guys. You know I'm not trying to curse today. My daughter told me that, I'd be cursing too much, so I'm trying to stop from cursing. And I'm trying to refrain from some of the bad habits that I picked up, guys, so I'm trying. It's so hard because I love to curse. I love to curse. God knows I love to curse. And it's killing me not to curse and not to say, other things, but let me just, I'm trying, guys. Work with the old boy. Work with the old boy. You attract people like you who complain, bitch, I added that, moan, blame, and feel victimized by life. There's a community of these guys. That's all they do. That's all they do. You believe that the world is scary, mostly bad. You believe that the world is a scary, mostly bad place. You enjoy sharing your tragic stories with other people because they do that for sympathy. You have a habit of blaming, attacking, and accusing those you love for how you feel. Blaming and attacking. This is what victims do. Remember, someone with a victimhood mentality, no matter how successful they are, they're always going to find a way to become a victim in every situation or circumstance. Let's continue. You feel powerless to change your circumstances. Point number 12 or 13. I think this is 13. You expect to gain sympathy from others when you don't get it. When you don't get it, you feel upset. So you expect to gain sympathy from others. Why did I go here? Leonard Ellebe is trying to gain sympathy. When he says that it's a fact that people of color, let's go down. Leonard Ellebe is trying to gain sympathy right here. Let's go down where the tweet is at. Multi-millionaire trying to pay the race card. He said, I'll say what others won't. People of color and women are not afforded the same support or the same evaluation system as others. So if there are those online who subscribe to that and really believe that and really understand that, because that is a true statement, they are going to identify with what Leonard is saying. So he's pulling on their emotional heartstrings, but then look how slick he is with it. Then he ties himself into that scenario when the rule doesn't even apply to him. The reality is people like Floyd, Al, Steven, and myself are held to a different standard in boxing. And it's very unfortunate. Stay woke. So unfortunately, he's trying to get sympathy, right? He's trying to get sympathy. You expect to gain sympathy from others. This is what he's trying to do. You refuse to analyze yourself or improve your life. As it relates to Leonard Ellebe, he refuses to analyze the type of job that he's doing for his fighter. This is why your fighter is rumored to be upset, sir. Maybe he's tired of fighting the tomato cans, the Hobo Sams, the Sade Big Nuts, the Poke Chop Willies, the Rolly Romeros, the Esau Cruz. Maybe he wants to step up and fight the big dogs. Let's continue. You tend to one-up people when it comes to sharing traumatic experiences. So no matter how traumatic my experience may be, you're going to say something that seems worse than mine in order to try to one-up me to become more of a victim than me. You're constantly putting yourself down. How to stop being a victim, becoming a victim. Let's continue. I can go on and on. Bro, this victimhood shit is serious. This victimhood shit is serious. Victimhood mentality. Victimhood mentality, right? This victimhood shit is serious. 15 signs of a victimhood mentality. Let's continue. The trauma and injustices you experience did not just happen to you. It has literally become who you are. Yeah, man, what happened back then? That's what it is. That's what we is. We the embodiment of that. And this what they doing, and this what they doing. Like these guys will always find a way to become a goddamn victim in anything. No matter how successful they are, they always do that. This is why they don't like me. My detractors hate me. They can't handle me. They can't handle me. I body their ass because I know their narratives. They probably cursing me out right now, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna be good today. I promise. I'm gonna be good today. I'm gonna be good today. I'm gonna be good today. Right? You say you're a perfectionist, and because on some level, this is point number 2. You know that you will never achieve perfection. You are your own worst enemy. And here's she and here's she's critic. Right? There's always some reason to doubt, sabotage, or berate yourself. These are what people with victimhood mentality does. Right? You feel like the only way your life would change is if other people and circumstances change. Let's continue. Point number 4, you feel totally out of control and powerless when it comes to your relationship circumstances in life. This is why I tell you, these guys who have this victimhood mentality, these are a powerless group of people. These same guys who call my show, want to threaten me, call me coon, Uncle Tom, sell out, say when I see you, I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. I say these guys are powerless groups of people. All they do is complain and they don't do nothing to change their situation. I can't be down with people like that. Not me. Don't want your friendship, don't want to cross your side of the street, okay? Let's continue. You feel totally out of control and powerless, right? Number 5, there is zero toleration for policy or receiving criticism of any kind. You also can't deal with rejection. People who have a victimhood mentality, if you criticize them or their favorite fighter, they have no toleration of that. And they can't deal when you don't agree with them. They look at that as rejection. Let's continue. You are highly triggered. The most constructive criticism could have you in tears and completely unglued. It says right here, you are highly triggered. The most constructive criticism could have you in tears and completely unglued. These guys online are what? Highly triggered. Leonard Ellebe is a highly triggered person on Twitter. How do I know? Because I don't know him personally, but I follow him on Twitter. He'll jump out the window quick and go to tweeting. He's highly triggered, but he's a multi-millionaire. But those guys you see online, they are highly triggered as well that come from this certain boxing community because they have victimhood mentalities. You think that everyone is happier, more attractive, and has it all figured out more than you do or ever will. Remember that trigger part as well. It's hard to see the good in the world. You feel as though the world is a threatening, deceptive, unfair, only to you, and hurtful place. The victim never sees the glass as half full as a good thing. They see it as half empty, a bad thing. Yeah, remember that, right? Remember that. Let's continue. Your worth is based on the level to which you can get others to empathize with, serve, and feel sorry for you. That's hellified right there. You love telling your story. Health issues are exaggerated, right? You compulsively or pathologically lie. People with victimhood mentalities are compulsive liars. Let's continue. Blaming others for how you feel has become habitual. It's always the next man's fault. Whether it's the white man, the Hispanics, cool ass nigga like you, y'all over there doing this and doing that, they always blame somebody. They never do any self-analyzation for why they're not doing well in life. The victim doesn't see that. Let's continue. Number 14, when you don't get the sympathy and the handouts you want from others from playing the race card or coming with double standards or, using certain talking points in order to get sympathy, right? When you find that you can't get sympathy or handouts from others, you vilify them and you become a victim to their opinion, which they are totally entitled to. Look at this shit. Number 14, when you don't get the sympathy and handouts you want from others, you vilify them and you become a victim to their opinion, which they are totally entitled to. Lord have mercy. True. Don't you see some of these callers that be calling in? Like that trash ass dude. What is dude? Food Stamp Money Group. PA Dummy Group. VA Dummy Group. That guy. VA Dummy. The VA Dummy guy. That guy. Yeah. Whew, these dudes here. Number 15. It's hard for you to ever be wrong. People with a victimhood mentality, they're never wrong. Never. Number 16, your outcomes in life are always based on what was done, never on what you do as a result of what was done to you. Let's look at that again. Someone with a victimhood mentality, they view the world as this. Your outcomes in life are always based on what was done, never on what you do as a result of what was done to you. Leonard, this doesn't fit you, sir. There's a whole lot of dudes on YouTube who be coming over here on our shows and calling in. It fits a whole lot of those guys and those YouTube channels who push those narratives. It fits those guys. But listen, man, Leonard, that doesn't apply to you, sir. You just tried to get sympathy because you was being roasted for the level of opposition that you was picking for Tank Davis. That's all it was, sir. So you get a fat 0, a nothing burger with me, Leonard. You see how I did this show? And I didn't tear Leonard Ellebe down. I didn't tear Al Heyman down. I didn't tear Floyd Mayweather down. I didn't tear Steven Espinosa down. I methodically broke that shit down. My haters and detractors are still going to say some things, but that's okay. They are helping us grow. We'll be at 12,000 subscribers probably tomorrow. 12,000 probably tomorrow. Let's give myself a round of applause. Let's go to the chat, man. Let's go to the chat. Mr. Right UK, he said, I doubt Ellebe even sees it like that. Well, he probably, no, he don't see it like that. He don't see it. Leonard was full of it. Hey, Mr. Right UK, Leonard, no, listen what they do over here. In America, they do this over here well. You have a lot of these. Listen, and another thing, guys. These millionaires are, no matter where they're at in the world, they are a part of an elite group of people. The millionaire status. When you have money, there's certain privileges, regardless of what color you are. When you have money and rich, there are certain privileges you have that a poor motherfucker ain't got. This is facts. Will Smith has more privilege than the average white guy walking down the street right now. Only a fool to believe that that's not true. Multi-millionaire, living in mansions, got more money than money can buy. Just being honest with you. And there's a Latino guy somewhere. Let's say Canelo Alvarez. He has more money and living damn good than the average poor kid walking through Mexico or the average citizen of Mexico. You see what I'm saying? He's a part of an elite status because of the amounts of wealth he's generated throughout his life. When you're on that level, dog, these people are part of an elite class. They're not down here with the common folks. Irregardless of what color they is. So the race car shit, that shit don't work with me when you're on that level. When I understand, wait a minute, man, well, okay, well, shit, you telling me you had to go through all this racism and white supremacy. Well, shit, how did the racism and white supremacy then stop you from amassing the wealth of $400 million? Okay, how come that racism and white supremacy did not stop you from grossing, breaking all kind of pay-per-view records? You said y'all know how to how come this racism and white supremacy didn't stop you from building superstars on your boxing platform? That's what you say, right? We got a whole bunch of superstars over here. How come these double standards that you're talking about is not stopping you from partnering with people of all different backgrounds in order to become wealthy? Like I'm trying to tie it together. Again, guys, I'm not the brightest light bulb in the ceiling, and I'm not the sharpest butter knife in the kitchen. I only have a GED, guys, but I have a master's degree in common sense. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me, man. Make it make sense to me. as it relates to our brother criticism that's been going to Leonard Ellebe on Twitter, and he felt that he has a right to defend his honor. The criticism, in my opinion, is warranted. Doesn't matter which race or nationality the criticism comes from. If the criticism is based on the merits of you having a fighter that you say is a superstar, and your fighter is complaining about the level of opposition he's constantly being fed, race has nothing to do with that, sir. Victimhood mentality has nothing to do with that, sir. And if you can't handle the criticism that you're receiving, because you have a right to give your opinion, but other people have a right to give their opinion as well. And the fans who you're asking to pay for these fights, they have a right to have their voices heard. Period. If you don't like it, don't if you don't like it, just say you don't like it. But don't try to take real life issues that common everyday people go through every day and tie it into your narrative to fit your situation so that you can deflect from the criticism that you've been receiving. That's the problem I have. And then you gave 4 poor examples. Yourself, multimillionaire. Floyd Mayweather, multimillionaire. Stephen Espinosa, multimillionaire. Al Heyman, multimillionaire. Oh boy. This shit right here, I don't get it, man. There's something else. There's something else. Charles Barkley, what'd you say, fam? He said we're gonna pop. He said we're gonna pop all year, coach. Yeah, man. Yeah. Knockdown 305. What'd you say, fam? He said I don't give a F. What? He said we want. I don't give a F. What? I don't give a F. What fight we want to see? Okay. He said don't give a. I'm sorry about it. You say don't give a F. What fight we want to see? You're right about that knockdown. He don't care. They don't care. And that's why I showed you guys what's the job of a promoter. The promoter job is to, as a matter of fact, we have it right here. That's why I showed you. That's why I showed you that. This is why I showed you that. This is why I showed you this, my brother. This is what Leonard Ellebe is doing. It said the fact that a promoter is assuming all of the financial risks in setting up a fight means that he or she also logically expects to get a huge chunk of the profit, of the profit brought in by that particular fight. This is where the promoter's interests are directly opposed to the boxer's interests. Why is this is where the promoter's interests directly opposed to the boxer's interests? Because the event that's being put on is going to, because of the fighters and stuff, is going to generate the money. The promoter's job is to make as much money as possible and pay the fighter the least amount of money he can. Because if he makes more money, the fighter's going to make less money because that money is coming from that fighter that's being generated. And his job is, hey, I want to pay you the least amount of money I can in order to make a huge profit. This is why I showed you this, right? Let's continue. It said this is where the promoter's interests are directly opposed to the boxer's interests. The promoter and the boxer's manager negotiate the boxer's purse for the fight. So whether that's Errol Spence, he has a manager I think Al Heyman is his manager or whatever the case may be. So I guess he's negotiating and he's using a de facto promoter with Tom Brown. So I guess he's negotiating against himself. I don't know. De facto, in a de facto way, right? Through subsidiary companies and stuff like that, he may be using. You know what I mean? But anyways, the managers, it said the promoter and the manager's job, the promoter and the managers, the boxer's manager negotiate the boxer's purse for the fight. How much money the boxer takes home for stepping in the ring. The boxer's respective purses are a cost involved in setting up the fight, just like supplying an ambulance and food vendors are costs. The larger a boxer's purse, the smaller the profit the promoter takes home. Let's repeat that. The larger the boxer's purse, the smaller the profit the promoter takes home. So the promoter's financial interests are best served by what? By minimizing the boxer's purse as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? This is what they say. An unscrupulous promoter would take advantage of a young, hungry boxer who just wants to get in the ring and show that and show what he or she can do. It's up to the manager to make sure the boxer gets a fair chunk of the pie. The promoter has no duty whatsoever to be fair to the boxer. Let's stop right there. Let's read this again. The promoter has no duty to, it says the promoter has no duty whatsoever to be fair to the boxer. The promoter ain't got to be fair to the boxer. The promoter gonna try to make as much money as he can off that boy. I ain't got to be fair to you. It's not my duty to be fair to you. Leonard don't want to make these fights because he don't want to put the money up for it. Ain't got nothing to do with no Black Lives Matter moment, race card moment, systemic racism moment. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. Victimhood moment, none of that. Has nothing to do with that. Mo9, what you say, fam? He says, thought they would have learned from the 50K buys they did with Tank and Cruz. You know what? Mo9, you hit the nail right on the head, but I think they're probably looking at it like, Tank, we're going to do the fight in New York. It's going to be successful. The fight is going to be successful. I don't know if it's going to be successful from a pay-per-view standpoint, because let's be honest, dog. Rolly Romero is not a pay-per-view attraction. Rolly doesn't have any fans. Let's be real. He doesn't have any fans, dog. So, he doesn't have any fans. He doesn't have any fans. This dude here, he said, Coach, according to your logic, Muhammad Ali just had a victimhood mindset. He became a millionaire too. Got very successful. Apples and oranges. No, you totally missed the point, sir. You totally missed the point. Totally missed the point. Totally missed the point. You totally missed the point. But that's neither here nor there. I just broke it down to you. Take from it what you want to take from it. I give two fucks. Take from it what you want to take from it, sir. I really don't care. You say, boxers so dumb, promote yourself, believe in yourself. Gervonta Davis should be pay-per-view king right now. He needs to fight competition. Well, according to Leonard Ellebe, he already is a pay-per-view king. According to Leonard Ellebe, he's already a pay-per-view king. You see what I'm saying? Tupac 13, he say, Coach, you can't fix stupid. No, you can't. These guys come from the exact same community. I can tell by what they say. They come from the same boxing community, sir. They come from the same. He said, other reason is your manager and promoter shouldn't be under the same effing umbrella either. You hit the nail right on the head, Smith and West. It's a conflict of interest. This is why, hey, I'm going to pay you $1.5 million for this fight. You're going to get the rest on the back end. Remember that back end shit they be talking about, Smith and West? Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Let's give everybody a round of applause. And we're gonna do this OJ the Jew Man style, man. It is what it is, man. I try to be as objective as possible. And it is what it is, man. Some people gonna feel some type of way about it. I really don't care. They come from a low IQ boxing community. I really don't care. These dudes have a victimhood mentality. I just broke their ass down like a 57 Chevy. Use this video as a reference to anytime you want to body bag and toe tag someone from the other side, from these pro PBCD riders and these Heyman Knights and these Alphabet Boy, the Fanaticals. When you want to body bag them, victimhood mentality. Pull that up, okay? That's how you body them. That tells you everything. That tells you everything they're dealing with. Leonard Ellebe, you are a privileged black man in America. You have plenty of money, sir. You are not a victim. You, Al Heyman, nor Steven Espinosa or Floyd Mayweather. Cut it out, sir. Stop taking real issues that the average everyday person may go through in certain situations and compare it to yourself when you don't even fit that. You don't even fit that. Fit what you're trying to paint. Okay. Shout out to Right Side. Shout out to Bernard Burton. Shout out to my main man, Magic Key Boxing. Salute to Deborah Booker. Shout out to the Boxing Lounge. Shout out to Arnold McKenzie. Shout out to Manny 209. Shout out to Juan Carrillo. Shout out to Dragon Leg. Shout out to Will Sargent. Salute to my main man, Big Hawk from Maryland. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Shout out to Adrian Big 30. Shout out to Mike from Boston. Shout out to Butch Cassidy, the Ken, man. My main man Cassidy, man. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Salute to my brother Troy Graham. Shout out to AB Sounds. Shout out to Kathy W. Salute to Dean West. Shout out to Jim 82. Shout out to Two Matador and Miguel Chartico. Shout out to the Queen Karma Serene. Shout out to Jay Miller. Shout out to Here to There. Shout out to True Gritter 402. Shout out to my brother Malcolm Roach, caller from Houston, Texas. Shout out to Hair Hero Elite, one of our sponsors. Shout out to Jay Rodriguez and Folo Bond. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Philo 58. Shout out to Ralph Reacts. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh. What's up, Slim? Shout out to Dantes, my brother right here in Tampa Bay with the old boy. Shout out to Big Ron. Shout out to Charles N. Shout out to Chickarelli. What's going on, baby? Shout out to my brother Damian Bennett from Baltimore. Shout out to Lonnie Laughlin. Salute to the Queen Love Green Eye Speed. Shout out to my brother Charlo from London. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to Jock Wanathama. Salute to Thomas Jones, my brother Thomas Jones. Jason Dockery. Salute to the Queen Fissiana Fights. And salute to the Queen Misfit. Shout out to Schoolo X-Man. Salute to my brother man Mark Nash from the ATL. Shout out to Ryder of the Storm. Shout out to my brother from down under, Carl Henson. Salute to Philly Fly. What's going on, fam? Shout out to the Queen Bless 365. Shout out to A. Sneed. Shout out to Dr. Paul Evans, the good doctor. Salute to the Queen Ava as well. Salute to Lady Shan Dundam Season. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bales, the Queen Lisa Bales. Shout out to the Queen Arlette. Salute to Mr. Pads. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Salute to my brother Smith and West, man. And shout out to my brother, man. Blood Boxing, Retro Boxing, and Documentaries. Salute to my brother as well, man. Other than that, that's it. It's about Coach Malachi Williams signing out. See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, man. You know how we do it, man. We toe tied. I was nice today.
You're begging me not to leave you, and I refuse to let you go.
He says, my brother said, Tank was on Twitter saying he's going to make more than Haney and Campbell. Okay. That tells me he's happy with his situation. Yeah. I don't think he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. I don't know what Cambosos or Devin Haney is making. I don't know. If that's what he says, that's what he says. We'll see. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. But it is what it is, man. You know my motto, man. Don't meet me there, beat me there. See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're not going to have a show Thursday, guys. Thursday, I'm going to a concert. So Thursday, but I will have some videos loaded up for Thursday. But we know my motto, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.